This is a 190 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff attorney, Mr. Meyer, capital M-Y-E-R. Defense attorney, Ms. M.S. period Ernst, capital E-R-N-S-T. And we'll start with the plaintiff attorney. Ready? Okay, now with regard to the van in those series of pictures, were you trying to capture the damage that was done as a result of the accident in those photos? It would be to capture all damage on the vehicle, and in going through the report it said that there was some prior damage to the vehicle. Do you recall that? Yes. And which page? If you look at page 17, I think it will help you. It says on line 12 that party number 2 claimed existing damage prior to the collision consisting of a number of scratches and scrapes on the left side just behind the left front door. Do you see that? Yes. All right, and are you able to look at those photos that we have as 7261 through 7286 and tell me which damage was pre-existing as opposed to which damage was caused in this accident? Can you do that for me? Yes. And why don't you show me the photo, or maybe you can tell me the photo and then let me know what damage was caused and which was pre-existing. Photograph number 7265, and I believe it's the scratches and scrapes in front of and covering the fuel filler door. Okay, why don't you go ahead? I've got a red pin here. Maybe you can just circle the pre-existing damage. Okay. And is that the damage that Ms. Santos said was there before the happening of the accident? Yes. Did she say any other damage was there before the happening of the accident? No. Would it be fair and accurate to say that the other damage on the van that you see in the rest of those photos from 7261 to 7286, except for the damage that you just told me about and circled on 7265, all the other damage was caused from the accident? Calls for speculation. You may answer yes. Now with regard to the motorcycle, you all did a fairly in-depth analysis of the motorcycle as well, did you not? Yes. It was towed away for analysis, correct. And if you flip to page S7 of the narrative summary, you said on line 22, quote, after conducting the inspection of this vehicle, and that's the motorcycle, correct? Yes. Quote, I did not locate any problems which would have been a primary or contributing factor to the collision. Yes. And that's a true statement, is it not? Yes. So what you did was, in ruling things out, you ruled out that any condition of the motorcycle was a factor in the happening of the accident. Correct. At least what you could see with your own eyes and what you folks could do on your analysis of the bike. Yes. When you saw the van in the position that it was in, either where it was when you first got there on the right shoulder of West Valley, yes, or in the position that it was in when someone had pulled it in the position it was in for 7261 to 7286. Photos of Exhibit 14. Did you ever look inside the van? I probably glanced in there. I don't recall noting anything, okay, in particular. Did you ever see a cell phone in the van? I don't recall. You said here that I'm going to read from your report, Exhibit 12, I believe it is. Okay, you indicate that for westbound drivers, the way Mike Collins was going, the speed limit was 45 miles an hour, correct? Yes. That's the same thing for Ms. Santos, correct? Yes. I just want to make certain because in some of the pictures, if we look at photo 7214, there appears a slower 35 miles an hour with an arrow. Do you see that? Yes. On photo 7214 of Exhibit 14, yes. This is for a different direction, correct? Correct. All right, going the way. This is for going eastbound, yes. Going westbound, the way these people were going, the speed limit was 45, yes. If we look at Exhibit 14, photo 7290, appears to be some type of a spill on the road. Do you see that? Yes. And if you look at 7203 and 04, I think you get a broader picture of that spill. I'll let you get there. 7002 and 4, 7203 and 04 as compared to 7289 and 90. Okay, do you see how 7203 and 7204 show the spill? Yes. And is that the same spill that you can see? It's closer up in 7289 and 90, is it not? Yes. And what is that a spill of? Just motor vehicle fluids. Do you know if that spill was related to this accident? It appeared to be. Do you know if that spill was here before the happening of the accident? No. Was there wetness on the road when you arrived in the same location as the spill? Well, let me digress for a second. Those pictures were taken soon after the accident happened, correct? Within a few hours, okay. And is it your custom and practice to try and get pictures taken to document the scene the way it is as closely as you could at the time of the accident? Yes. And first of all, do you know how much time went by between the time of the accident and the time those pictures were taken? When I say those pictures, 7203 and 04, all of Exhibit 14, I do not. But you say it's safe to say that they were taken certainly within an hour or two of the happening of the accident, correct? Yes. All right, and when you arrived at the scene of this accident, do you know what time it was the exact time of your arrival? No. Do you know the exact time of your dispatch? No. Did you record the time of the dispatch anywhere in the police report that you prepared, Exhibit 12? As far as, can you restate the question? Sure, I can. Can you look in your report, Exhibit 12, and see if it's reported in there the time you were actually sent to this accident? Yes. And is it? It is. What time was that? At approximately 13:17 hours. What page are you looking at? That would be page 9, and that would be when you first received the call, correct? Yes. And you said when you first received the call you were by North Road? Yes. How far is that from the area of the accident? I'm not sure of the exact distance. Give me an estimate, maybe 10 miles. Did you go to the scene of this accident after your dispatch using your lights and siren? Yes. And how fast were you traveling, do you think, to get there? I don't know. Can you give me an estimate? I'm trying to get an idea of how quickly you would have gotten there from dispatch to the time you arrived on scene. It's a road that I took, beach, and I would approximate my speed to vary between 35 and 55 miles an hour. Okay, can you give me an estimate? Do you think you would have taken 15-20 minutes to get there, maybe 30? I don't know. You let me know. The time of my arrival should be noted in the report. And what is it? That would be 18 minutes. Okay, what's the time of the arrival? I'll do the math in a second. 13:35. Okay, and between the time of the accident and the time you were dispatched, do you know how much time went by from that? No. Did you ask anybody how much time went by between the time of the accident and the time anybody called 911? No. Do you know who called 911? I don't. Have you ever heard the 911 call? No. The 911 call would still be at the station, would it not, if you wanted to get a copy of it? I'm unsure of how long they keep the 911 calls. Okay, but it would be available through dispatch, not our office. Okay, do you know how many people called 911 on this accident? I don't. Have you ever heard any of the 911 calls? No. So the order of events would be the accident happens and then someone has to contact the CHP, yes, through assuming it was 911, yes, and then after the 911 call comes in, what happens? All right, the word list. Ms. Santos, capital SANTOS. Mike Collins, capital MIKE, new word, capital COLLINS. North Road, capital NORTH, new word, capital ROAD. West Valley, capital WEST, new word, capital VALLEY. Beach, capital BEACH. And that is it for the word list, and that will conclude our 190 Q&A practice test.